We've been fortunate to have the opportunity to work with support from the government of Catalonia in Spain on several collaborative projects. The most recent has been one looking at the Llobregat River Valley, which is to the west of Barcelona.
We looked at the entire corridor of the river into the Pyrenees and began to realize that all along this corridor were interesting things happening.
The interesting part about it is the river in the Barcelona project was seen as something that was there, something that helped in the past, but didn't really have a role in the future, because industry now doesn't rely necessarily on the energy from a river.
Within the span of 60 kilometers or so, there were 30 or more totally intact company towns from the late 19th century, including theaters, mills, worker housing.
At one point, the river was known as the hardest working river in Europe because it fueled a whole textile industry in the 19th century throughout this river corridor, which really built the economic base of Catalonia and Barcelona. That's where Barcelona came from.
It was a joint project between our department and the Polytechnic of Catalonia. We had professors and students from our department joint with professors and students from their department.
Thank very especially the MIT professors who have...
We did case studies, which is fairly traditional, looked at American precedents, looked at European precedents, but all of that led to a two-day experience in Catalonia where we said we should go out and find all the local initiatives that we can find, do a bus trip, show some of the best examples.
In Europe, there is very good understanding of how to deal with older remnants of the society and cultural heritage sites, but maybe less of understanding of what to do with things that only are from the turn of the century and are industrial in nature. In order to keep that treasure alive, you really need to look at the natural system, to look at the watershed as a mechanism, as a way for planning, and it's beyond just the cultural artifacts that are standing there.
How can you use the societies that are kind of built around agriculture and use agriculture for a main source of living? How can you use that to promote an area for tourism, for development?
How do we create urban design that will revitalize and transform the river, attract private investment, bring new public investments? What should the design of these things be? Should they be contemporary? Should they be historic?
As an educational experience, it allowed us to see, like, well, if I'm working in another country, I have to think about the context and how to implement maybe what I would like to see done or what the people would like to see done in that context.
Start to form this regional image. One of the primary benefits was an opportunity to see the theory in practice, to see what we've been studying here at MIT practiced in the real world, by seeing the physical fabric, by seeing the existing places, the architecture, by speaking with the people who live there.